Hello, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. And in today's video, we are going to cover team number 4 on my list of top 5 favorite teams. That is the one sitting on the screen right now. That is the Movie Heroes category. Now, this team features, let's see, 4 of my favorite units, which are the currently only Gogeta Blue in the game. I think I just said Gogeta in the game. The LR Fusion Gogeta, which is the Goku and Vegeta. I just call them the Fusion Gogeta because it's easier to remember them for me. And the Super Saiyan 3 LR Goku, who I actually have 2 dupes into. I also have a single dupe into this guy. These guys are rainbowed. These guys have a dupe into them. I think this guy thinks, what, 1 away? Yeah, 1 away, yep. And then, obviously, rainbowed. I don't know if this team can beat Infinite History. All I know is we're going to jump in. I love this team. This is one of my favorite teams. It's just a Gogeta fest. Like, I see absolutely nothing wrong with this team. We'll take it. We'll do, you know what? We haven't done one of the other ones in a while. We'll do the Super Warriors. We'll see if we can go beat Gohan. I should be able to pretty easily find a Gogeta Blue. Now my question is, can I find a rainbowed one? Let me see. Fusion. Alright. Hey, Dark Captain coming in absolutely massive with his rainbowed Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. So after this, there will only be one more team for me to cover, and yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, these teams are not necessarily the best teams in the game. This team is still like ridiculously good. Like this is not my way of saying, well, this team isn't that great. I just like them because I like them. No, they're still really good. Like these guys it's still insane. Like, I mean, you can slap these guys on any of the teams that they're on, and they're a top-tier unit. Yeah, one shot, easy. And that wasn't even with a crit. STR EZA Gogeta is ridiculous. Ooh, speaking of STR, ooh, baby. I love to see the rainbow orbs pop up with him. Alright. But yeah, this team, I mean, you've got 3 insanely good units on here in the Gogeta Blue, the Goten and Gohan, and the Super Spirit Bomb Absorption Goku. And then LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku is really good, and the EZA Gogeta is really good. Like, all of the units on here are usable 100%. I just don't know how they're going to be defensively later on, especially if Gogeta can't get those dodges in. This is not what we want right here. Okay, that'll work. I did kind of just hijack all of the ki from my Super Spirit Bomb, but that's alright. Okay. How much damage is it going to do? 48k, easy game. Alright. The one thing that is really nice about this team is the amount of damage they do and the amount of health they have is ridiculous. I just, defensively later on, man, I'm not 100% on whether or not this team will be able to survive, but one way or another, this is still one of my favorite teams. I mean, my favorite units, man. Like, anytime there's a Gogeta, he's going to be one of my favorite units. 100%, he's going to be one of my favorite units. There's nothing that anyone is going to say or do to make me like Vegito more. I still 100% love Vegito. I think he's super cool, but Gogeta, man, Gogeta will always be my favorite. I like his attacks more. At the end of the day, I think they're flashier than Vegito's. I'm not saying that he's stronger than Vegito. I know Truth claims that they're 100% equal. I'm not saying anything about whether I think one is stronger or not, because obviously that's just gonna lead to arguments and stuff. But Gogeta is my favorite based on just his moves and everything like that. That is 100% why he is my favorite. So he has probably two of my favorite attacks of all time in the TV show. One of which is his, they call it meteor, was it meteor explosion or meteor burst or something like that, but the one where he uses in the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie where he punches Broly in the chest and then he like crosses his arms and blows him up. That attack is super pretty. And then Soul Punisher, which, like, if you didn't watch the Janemba movie and just like sit there in awe as Janemba just gets one shot by this ridiculous technique, like I don't, we can't be friends. Like, that attack is so clean. This one is cool too, but it didn't quite get me as much as the original Soul Punisher did. Also because they changed the name to Stardust Breaker, which is still a super dope name, but based on how the attack works, it doesn't make sense, in my opinion, at least. I think 100% that they should have just kept it as Soul Punisher. I think the name makes so much more sense. You literally watch Janemba's like evil essence leave the like kid's body. Like, it's so dope. Fusion Reborn, other than maybe Dragon Ball Super Broly, is my favorite movie, and then followed by, let's see, what's my third favorite? Probably could make an argument for the OG Broly movie, but I also do really like the OG Cooler movie as well. Both of those were extremely cool movies, and I even liked the Meta Cooler one too. I know some people weren't as big a fan of that one. I did like it. It wasn't on the level of the other ones for me, but the Bardock movie's great just because it gives you a little, I mean, it wasn't canon, so it didn't really matter. It is now. Dragon Ball Super is canon. Supposedly the Broly movie is canon, at least. So that's cool. But yeah, Fusion Reborn was my favorite movie. It's still my favorite Dragon Ball Z movie, but Dragon Ball Super, I think I do have to give the upper hand to that. I mean, that Broly movie, man, was so good. I know some people were like on the fence about it, like, yeah, it was all right, but I didn't. Some people were angry about like how they portrayed Bardock. To me, I liked it in essence that he actually like cared about Goku. I thought that was kind of cool. Also, I liked even though she literally did nothing, I liked that we got to actually finally meet his mother in essence, Gine, or I think it's Gine. I thought that was cool. I also like that they didn't do this whole like psychic thing that he can like see the future in essence for like, oh yeah, Frieza's gonna kill us. He used in essence like his intellect of battle to know like, yeah, we're all being gathered here. Yeah, he's about to kill all of us. I thought that was really cool. I like that they gave Broly actual, character and not just, oh yeah, Goku cried when he was a baby and that's why like he's hated. Like, I'm sorry, but that origin story is the worst origin story of any character in any movie or TV show I've ever watched in my life. This is a completely unnecessary Dokkan attack right here, but we are demolishing this event offensively, so shouldn't be too much of a problem. We're still over 500,000 HP. But yeah, the Fusion Reborn and Dragon Ball Super were like at least 9 out of 10s, if not perfect 10s in my book. I loved seeing Vegeta go Super Saiyan God for the first time. Super dope. Their like combo attack where it like rotates the camera around them as they're using I think Vegeta actually uses Gallic Gun in this situation in the Broly movie where they're both Super Saiyan Blue, and oh my god, that scene is super cool. They did so much right by me in that movie, like, it's ridiculous. Oh, I really loved watching that movie. And I watched that one both in sub and in dub. I watched it subbed when it first came out, and then I watched it dubbed after it was released later. Oh. Trying to think, what are some of the other, like, Dragon Ball movies that are pretty good? The Turles movie was alright. I wasn't as big a fan of that, just because I thought, like, Turles was just kind of a boring character, personally. He wasn't one of my favorites. Oh, that did nothing. Okay, never mind. God, what are some of the... trying to even think of just movies in general. Oh yeah, Lord Slug. That one, I don't know. That one I didn't really care about one way or another. Like, I didn't think it was awful, but it wasn't like, oh, I love that movie. Like, it was alright. I mean, at the end of the day, it was a movie. It was a Dragon Ball movie. They gave that weird false Super Saiyan transformation, which I still find, like, interesting, I guess, would be the easiest way to phrase it. But, God, yeah, there's, what, the Tapion movie, which I liked as well. I thought it was a little different. Also, the super, that's where Goku uses Super Saiyan 3 Dragon Fist against him and, like, destroys him. Like, that scene is so cool too. Like, that movie, man, that movie was, I think, slept on a little harder than some of the other ones. So, because I 100% I think that movie is pretty good. Like, I'd give that a solid 7 out of 10. Trying to think. Bio Broly is awful. I'm like, I don't think I've ever met somebody that actually liked the Bio Broly movie, and I hope I never do, because that movie was so bad. I'm sorry. If there is somebody out there that did like that movie, I'm sorry, like, if you feel insulted, but that movie was so bad. The Return of Broly was great. Dragon Ball as a whole it's just really good. Like, I mean, I don't think there's one, like, thing that I could think of where I'm like, God, this was so bad, other than Bio Broly. Like, literally, other than Bio Broly, I think the whole of Dragon Ball Z was just great. I know a lot of people, like, have been complaining about, like, Dragon Ball Super, saying, yeah, well, it's not as good as Z. Well, I mean, I agree. I think, at least for me, there are moments in Dragon Ball Super that I feel like, I'm like, oh, okay, like, this makes me feel like I'm watching Dragon Ball Z again when I was younger. But I definitely would say that Dragon Ball Super, there are certain things, like the start of Dragon Ball Super when they just remade the movies with worse animations, I still do not understand. 100%, I do not understand why they made that so poorly animated. But at the end of the day, we had already seen it. It wasn't that big of a deal to me. I got over it. But yeah, the animation was bad, 100%. But, like, the Future Saga with Zamasu and Rose was, I thought, phenomenal. I loved the fights in that. I loved the characters of Zamasu and, well, I mean, all of them is Zamasu, but, like, Rose and everything. I thought, like, I was like, yeah, this is really good, in my opinion. Obviously, a lot of people didn't feel that way. They're like, well, yeah, but I thought that it, like, my whole thing is, I do like characters that have, like, a story to them, which is why, like, personally, I wasn't, like, a big fan of most of the villains in Dragon Ball, because they don't have a story. And then when they finally did, like, they gave Jiren, like, a background story. I'm sorry, that they gave him the exact same sob story that every single main anime character has. Like, they didn't try to, like, make it like, oh yeah, well, this happened. Like, they didn't differ. They just were like, yeah, we're gonna copy and paste the story of, like, every other character in every anime ever, and that is going to be his origin story. I'm like, come on, really? Yeah, somebody killed all of my friends and everything. Like, come on now. Like, I'm sorry, but there 100% could have been way, way better character development on him. But at the end of the day, Dragon Ball isn't for the character development. We watch Dragon Ball for the fights. To me, there's only really a handful of characters that actually have real character development. One is Vegeta and one is Piccolo, and that's why those are two of my favorite characters. I mean, you could argue that, like, I don't even know, Frieza, I guess, has character development, but to me, he really doesn't. He still, at the end of the day, is exactly how he was when we met him in Dragon Ball Z. He still only cares about I mean, at the end of the day, himself and power. That's it. That's all he cares about. Everyone else, it doesn't matter. That's all he wants. So, obviously, yeah, he helps him out in the Tournament of Power, but, I mean, at the end of the day, he did that because he wants to make sure there's still a universe for him to rule, so it was 100% selfish. And I don't have a problem with Frieza. I think he's an alright character. Do I think they could have done more with him? As far as making him more intriguing to me, yes, 100%. But he's not a bad character. Cell is the same way. I feel like all of the characters except for like Kid Buu, which to me Kid Buu is actually my favorite villain from Dragon Ball Z. Other than maybe 16, because 16 does have potential, but I qualify him as more of one of the heroes just because he never really ends up doing anything villain-worthy. Like, he talks about, yeah, I'm going to destroy Goku, but he never does. So to me, it's very hard to qualify him as one of the villains. But, I mean, at the end of the day, I do 100% love Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super and original Dragon Ball, and very, very, very few moments in Dragon Ball GT, but there are still a few of them that I do enjoy in GT. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed my my whole spiel. That event was so much easier than I thought that was going to be with Movie Heroes. I mean, they destroyed that. That is one of the older ones, so I think it is supposed to be potentially easier, but yeah, alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to stay tuned. I will try to upload at least 2 videos a day. Every single day, 2 new videos for you to watch and enjoy. I hope you enjoy the rest of your night, evening, afternoon, whatever time of day you may be watching this. I hope you're enjoying it. And yeah guys, this is Miraculous Transcendence signing off, and I will see you all in the next one. Later guys.